I can't get over the type of day Breece Hall had. And I really think it's important to contextualize just how incredible this was. Breece Hall has now the rookie single game record holder for scrimmage yards with 197. If he would have gotten 3 more rushing yards on the day, which I think he actually got and then lost, had a negative run that took him back a few yards. But if he had gotten over that 100-yard mark, he becomes only the second Jets player ever to catch 100 yards in a game and run for 100 yards in the same game. That's incredible stuff. His cousin, Breece Hall's cousin, is former NFL Pro Bowler and legend Roger Craig with the 49ers in the 80s and Joe Montana, and being the passing part of that offense and really the first natural receiving back. Well, it seems like those genes passed on perfectly fine, because Breece is a weapon in the pass game. He's figuring things out in the run game. He's running through tackles. His vision is starting to show up and come alive. And the things that we said earlier in the year with him, where give it a little bit, it's going to happen. It's coming. The talent is there. The explosion is there. Just give him a little bit to get used to the calls, get adjusted to the speed of the game, get used to his blocking, and look out. This was the game where that all happened. And I just think his trajectory is sky high in the future. He's on an offensive rookie of the year pace right now.
He is. But I also caution that, like I said before, where one day it could be Hall, another day it could be Wilson. It really just depends on the game. We had a healthy lead for a good amount of this game. It kind of allowed us to really rely on the run game a little bit more. Other days we'll be playing from behind and we have to pass a lot more, like we did in most of the games before this. So it's really a grab bag of what we're going to be facing the rest of the way. And also you have Carter there, who's going to be leeching some carries away from Hall. And he leached two touchdowns after getting it down to the 1 yard line twice. So he's got a lot of internal competition, and that might kind of drag him back as far as offensive rookie of the year. I think maybe Pierce, just because he doesn't have that internal pressure, and he's pretty much just going to be relied on to be the star of that offense, probably has the leg up. And then you have guys like London and Olave, who also don't have as much internal pressure. But yeah, if Hall can do this on a game by game basis, yeah, absolutely. He is definitely on track to be the offensive rookie of the year. Now I'm wondering, did this game that he had, the success that he had, is that because the Jets offense was able to change things up? Because we were saying how how the Miami, they know what we want to do on offense and defense. Did they change things up enough to really make an impact? And was Hall part of that change?
I think it's a little bit of yes and a little bit of no. I do think that we saw them go away from trying to just run up the middle inside so much, and we saw them go to the edges a little more, which is what you expect out of this team. The base of a wide zone run game, you really needed to be trying to get the ball to the edge as best you can. And we saw that a handful of times. I believe it was the second quarter. The Jets are getting down towards the end of the half. It was their last drive on offense, the half, I believe. And they had like 5 or 6 straight runs to Breece Hall. And it was feed Breece, give him the ball. And they did a lot of outside zone to the left. Dwayne Brown had some good blocks. Laken Tomlinson had some good blocks, credit where it's due. Finally, for how much he's getting paid, it's nice to see him block correctly. I think that had its hand in it. I also think you saw the Jets do a little more first down passing. And when they did pass on first down, it was wildly successful. I think that gave an opportunity to back the Dolphins defense up a little bit too. But I'll tell you, I think there's nothing more about this game. I don't think it was so much a coaching change or catching the Dolphins off tendencies. I think it was Breece Hall figuring it out. And what really says that to me is there was a run he had, I believe it was in the third quarter, and it's a split zone from the Jets. For people who don't know what a split zone is a zone run play where, in this case, you have the offensive line zone blocking and getting out wide, and they're going to their left. And all the way on the left on the outside, you had CJ Uzama as the tight end, who starts in the left and then is going to come behind and sift back across the formation to his right. He's going to pick up the defensive end that gets left unblocked by the zone block up front, and it's going to create a little gap between where the line pushed out left and Uzama comes in right, hence the split in split zone. Breece Hall's getting the carry, and as he gets the ball, Uzama's going to make the block, but he doesn't quite seal it just yet. And you see that little bit of a hesitation to wait. Block is sealed. Okay. Then he explodes through it. He gets through to the second level. He's got other blockers leading ahead of him. He positions himself correctly. Is another little hesitation, cuts up field again. It was like an 11 or 12-yard run. Those runs for Breece Hall early in the year, he would have hit it too hard, rushed inside to a close hole, and it would have been a gain of 1 maybe. Now we're seeing the difference of him in week 5 versus weeks 1 or 2, and it's really paying off. The game is slowing down for him. It's cliche again, but that's what's happening. Is he's able to get more comfortability in his play calls, get more comfortability with his blocking in front of him, and be able to read what's happening rather than just worry about his role. I think this was Breece Hall taking over more so than anything else.
Yeah, it helps if you're not getting tackled right as you get the handoff every single
and that is a big help.
That helps a lot.